I'm Karen, CMO at Fiat24, and it's my pleasure to be contributing to GatherVerse for a second time. The Metaverse is not only inevitable, but also really important in terms of what it can offer us. I think it has a really big potential to change the world and how we experience our digital lives for good. The topic of today's talk is the beauty of a borderless world. The Metaverse can afford us all equal opportunities. So I actually believe that the Metaverse is not a radically new concept. I think every time that we go online, we are entering a virtual version of the world. We already have multiple identities and different versions of ourselves that we use online and on various platforms. We can already be somewhat anonymous online, and in the current context of the platforms that exist and that we use daily, it's oftentimes used for bad purposes like fraud, fake accounts, and all of those things that we might have already experienced. Unlike the real world, I think appearances in the metaverse can be deceiving. People will be able to create digital avatars to represent themselves. This may not seem to carry an immediate threat, but for large organizations, it does open the doors and the floodgates to nefarious actors. While security and privacy are key factors that must be addressed as the metaverse continues to grow, I want to focus on a unique potential that this level of anonymity can offer us. A borderless digital environment that can afford us all unparalleled opportunities of equality. So the vision of Meta, which was previously Facebook, is a metaverse that will transcend national borders. The company invites us to imagine a virtual world where you can teleport anywhere you want. Teleporting around the metaverse is going to be like clicking a link on the internet. It won't matter where you were born in the physical world because the whole universe will be at your doorstep in the metaverse. So Meta, the company, really emphasizes interoperability, what they describe as interconnectedness of standard systems and applications that enable people to travel seamlessly between one part of the metaverse to another. Without interoperability, they argue, the metaverse will become fragmented and broken into silos, each impenetrable from each other. If Meta or other companies can fulfill this lofty vision of vast, interconnected, and borderless virtual domains, perhaps such a digital reality could inspire society to contemplate borders in the physical world too. An open digital world free of outdated conventions like borders and single country citizenship could demonstrate the power of freedom of movement and mobility. Millions of people, unfortunately, are born in a place with a passport that limits their mobility and restricts their access to opportunities, personal safety, and even essential services. If we had an open, interconnected world, anyone would feel empowered to elevate their circumstances, regardless of where they were born. And to me, this is a very powerful concept, and this is at the heart of my talk today, the concept of a borderless environment that we could all experience and benefit from and gain some equality in. So for now, as we all know, there's a lot of bias surrounding where we live or where we come from in the world. I want to focus on a specific and unfortunate example. So your company in Europe needs some graphics for their new website or marketing material, but they know that hiring a local artist could be costly. So instead, they decide to use a third-party service like Fiverr in order to secure a freelancer based out of Vietnam, India, Pakistan, or the like. They can get the same work for a fraction of the cost. And I don't really think that is fair. I think we should all be valued and appreciated and remunerated in accordance with the work that we can provide, not connected to where we are physically located in the world. And this is just one sad bias that affects us in various ways. And again, it's all based on our geographical and real world locations. My hope is that the metaverse can be embraced in all parts of our digital lives, crossing over into the real world ones and offering us an equal playing ground. So everyone will be equal in this immersive metaverse, as every person will be represented by an avatar or your digital twin. In this point, we can see metaverses taking steps forwards by adding possibilities to improve accessibility and also inclusivity, making people equal in the immersive metaverse without having to think about their looks, their color, other aspects might help younger women and especially women. This would be a step towards equality in certain situations. We would be focusing on the goal instead of the person or some other physical traits. Perhaps I would have my real identity, an avatar representing me in company events and meetings, but when joining the public event, I might want to, unmask myself. In terms of how we get there, the metaverse is not yet accessible or interoperable at scale. And I think until new standards and protocols have been established, it won't be. One of the biggest blockers of the metaverse right now is mass concurrency. There are some new emerging platforms such as Polystream and Hayden, which offer promising solutions, but concurrency remains a challenge globally. If the ultimate goal of the metaverse is to offer an open system that's accessible to all, other potential barriers include interoperability, infrastructure creation, and security. Because it's not enough for inclusion and accessibility to just be sprinkled on later, once the metaverse is built, they need to be integrated from the very beginning and at the very core so that this futuristic world is one that we can really trust. I believe the metaverse will offer new opportunities for the way that we work and the way that we play, interact with brands, and much more. Companies who are planning to participate in the metaverse now have a responsibility and an opportunity to shape an inclusive space where everyone feels represented and that they truly belong. Thank you for listening to my speech, and I'm happy to connect with you. You can find me on LinkedIn, and my name is Karen Shidlo from Fiat24. So just feel free to connect with me. Thank you.